It really feels a lot better to be the Rakan, use your battle dance onto someone and then use your ult from there.
Yeah, and Ali's a very popular, or used to be a very popular counter pick into the Rakan. So solo engage as Rakan into the Ali might be very hard to play.
Yeah. Even, honestly, the Azir wall. Sometimes you can just use the wall to deny the single engage that's available, and then your team's just feeling so good afterwards.
Yeah. They will, you know, have to do a bit of surviving in the early game, J-Team. We've seen Hui do pretty well into the Azir early.
Yeah.
Even into the Orianna early.
Yeah, I think it's pre-level 6. It's not the easiest for Azir.
Yeah.
But it's the same as pretty much all these mobile mage matchups into Azir. Once you have access to your ult.
Yeah, you have to play a lot more respectful.
That's right. The Hui then is very killable. Doesn't have any dashes of his own.
Bit of a trade in the mid lane. And it is going to be lethality Varus with Halo Blades on Chi-Chi.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'll drive us up to his usual shenanigans.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be up to Husha to... He's got winning lanes. And he's got to get something done with the prio he's going to have early game.
Yeah. I think his bot lane is winning level 1 simply because of the Alistar, but come level 2, 3, it feels a lot easier for J-Team. I see his Aatrox. I mean, we've had some outrageous Aatrox performances. I think the most insane 2 came both from Jiang. Yesterday's 1v2 outplay was a spectacle.
Yeah, yep. That was ridiculous.
I think, ignore top 5 play of the week. That was probably the top 5 play.
Of the split?
Of the split.
Yeah.
The number 1 play, perhaps. I mean, up there with Pretender's 4-man Orianna ult.
Yeah, Jimmy's got a few plays under his belt, too. Franco's spoiled.
Yeah. I still think none of them compare to that. That was insane.
Yeah.
Top 5 play of the week, all on Frank. Who would have thought? Well, yeah, I mean, top lane going about as you'd expect. This can be the problem with the matchup, is now there's pretty much entirely whatever autonomy Husha wants to do on the top side for a long time.
Yeah.
And while Void Grubs aren't the most important of objectives, and you don't actually really mind giving over the first 3 if you have to do so, you don't want to ideally. If there is pressure in the top lane, getting them, it does help. Yeah, Chi-Chi not...
Yeah, that wave went disastrously under tower for Chi-Chi, going to be a bit behind.
Oh. Yeah, this is not going well. It will start to be a lot easier, though, for J-Team once they get in this recall, eventually. And now with the wave bouncing back, too.
Yeah.
Li Feng. He's not afraid of getting aggressive. Uh-oh. That's a level 3 to a level 4, and a Xin Zhao versus a Rel.
Yeah.
Knockout comes through. Crashdown available. It's 116 is looking. Lava, of course, losing a lot of that movement speed as soon as Crashdown used, and First Blood will just be sniped away there. 116, perfect accuracy, perfect follow-up.
Yeah, Luava kind of getting a bit aggressive, walking into the enemy jungle, and finds his Xin Zhao, wrong place, wrong time. Holds on to his flash. One
of the hard things, I suppose, about the enemy team having their Rumble ward your Krugs and their Hui ward your Raptors is as soon as you get to the top side of the map, everywhere you are is exactly known, so Husha can look to pressure, and now he's looking to pressure yet again. He's going for this top side dive, waiting for this Q to time out. Gonna just go in. Lakai, though, he's trying to make the outplay. He lands the slow. But Husha playing it fantastically well, holds on to his flash. Driver loses both of his sums, but gets the kill, denies a lot of this farm, and disaster around the map for J-Team.
Yeah, Lakai loses his flash, goes down. Doesn't quite land that Q3 onto anyone. It was looking dicey, but Husha and Driver get it done, and Husha holds on to his flash. Bit of a lead building up for 1116.
Certainly is. Bit of a lead, really, everywhere now. Bot lane, fairly even, but this wave is a lot bigger for Feng to pick up, and so he'll even have himself a slight CS advantage, assuming he's able to collect the majority of these.
Yeah, kind of what we were expecting out of the early game so far.
Except for the 2 deaths.
Yeah. Lakai is going to have a harder time, getting to his Hex Drinker and starting to outscale in this matchup.
Yeah, especially now the Swifties are bought from Driver. Much harder to ever connect with any of those Aatrox Q sweet spots and look for damage.
He's still doing okay on CS, just the extra kill onto Driver doesn't help. And having TP just means you will, usually be doing well on the CS. And, you'll have opportunities in the mid game as J-Team to make use of your TP advantage. Susha's going to get at least one of these Void Grubs.
Yeah, Lava's seen and... Okay, he's going to pass towards the grubs.
Oh, he could be in a bad spot here, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so willing to.
I think he should just be helping Lakai get this wave in. But even maybe that's too dangerous. So all 3 Void Grubs for Beyond.
Yeah, top lane in a disastrous location, but
yeah,
Lakai can't really do anything about that as he knows.
He just had to back.
Yeah, Xin Zhao's on the top side. They lose the 2v2 for sure.
Yeah.
And so is going to just concede that farm. Goes back, picks up some boots. Again, delaying.
Oh.
Ooh, Emperor's Divide will go wide.
Very ambitious from Minji.
He's just trying to make his chances. Unfortunately, though, will not land with that one. Now, further advantages, ever so slightly.
Yeah. Yeah, everything going Beyond's way so far.
Yeah, 2k at 7 minutes is not a laughable amount.
No Hex Drinker yet for Lakai.
And Lava gets himself the scuttle, but Lakai's going to have to pop that World Ender as Driver's overheating and just running at him. Nullifying Orb will stop some of that damage, but this wave...
It's coming back.
It is coming back. Yeah. He doesn't have teleport. I don't know that he can recall. Lava, in fact, is just going to stay here.
He just has to hang out with them to make sure he can catch this wave. Well, though they see Xin mid.
They might be looking for something a little sneaky. Yeah, they're trying to thin the wave out a little.
Oh, Husha's on red. Husha's 6.
Yeah, but if Husha doesn't come...
No flash on Driver. Flash up on Lava.
Okay, they're going to have to look now before Husha can get there. Driver does not have flash. Lakai is finding everything. He's going to be able to pick up this kill.
Oh.
Lava eventually takes it.
You wanted it on Lakai, but you take the kill.
Yeah, this boots of swiftness. There was no way Lakai was catching back up, and so just gets taken.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe a Hex Drinker now for Lakai.
Hopefully. That is an important reprieve in his lane. Hex Drinker is purchased. Now, oftentimes you do just sit on this and then look for whatever you may want to build. Obviously, Profane Hydra or the Sundered Sky.
Yeah, the Maw feels a lot better later into the game. So you're happy with a Hex Drinker, usually enough. You can get... Well, I guess he has his choice, right, of Sundered Sky or the Profane Hydra.
Yeah. Oh, we're looking. Nice. Both ults coming out of these mid laners, but Minji manages to get 116 into the tower, but he's going to get that traded kill. It is a 1-for-1. Minji, importantly, though, picking it up instead of Lava, but honestly, 116, turning that around from nowhere to be able to trade.
Yeah, in the 1v2 under their turret. Trades flashes and trades a kill back.
Coming out, Yurson's going to pop that Unbreakable Will, and Chi-Chi's staying relatively untouched, but health bars are lower for J-Team overall.
Yeah, they do trade the Xayah ult for the Ali ult.
As well as the Varus.
Oh, the Varus ult came out too. I didn't see that.
So only quickness available on the bot side.
So some signs of life from J-Team around the map.
Down but not out. I mean, they've got a couple of kills back, but still the gold lead's actually still growing.
Yeah.
Which is where the problem is. Your mid lane is down 20 CS. Top, much the same.
Yeah, Lakai's still suffering. Has his TP back up soon.
And your Varus being behind in CS2 is another thing you really, really don't want to see. But you are allowed to scale in this game.
Yeah, he will still be useful in the lethality Varus. We've seen some, you know, honestly even worse early games out of the lethality Varus that you know, ended up with massive team fights. I think it was Eminem who had maybe like a 0-3 start on the lethality Varus. Still managed to top damage.
That's just classic Frank.
Yeah. Frank early game, not the greatest. As
Well, being pranced on, he's going to get that crash down block. Quickness comes through, and it is going to be Ursan who tries to block some of this damage. Flash forward from Husha. Others going to find some more damage. Lova, he's eventually going to get sniped out there by 116 on the way, but through will come Minji. Emperor's Divide secures one kill onto Husha, and Ursan looking for the flash. Knock-up will not land it as Driver flashes through it and picks himself up. Another one here onto Chi-Chi. 2-1 on the Rumble and 3-1 here for 116 on the way.
so the trade and kills ends up. Oh my goodness.
My God.
1116 still has his ult there and almost takes out Minji, and meanwhile Feng is just grabbing plates in the bot lane. Chi-Chi was there. They had the man advantage, I think, in that fight. Maybe Lakai didn't come, as Lava is struggling to deal with this Xin. Ursan not stopping the Rakan engage onto his Rel there. Maybe his spells are on cooldown. As it looked like an overcommit from Husha for a second, because Chi-Chi is here, but he holds onto his flash a little too long, I think. Gets rooted by the Hui.
Yeah, I mean 116 showing quite a lot of proficiency.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm impressed with all the Huis we've seen so far. I guess you wouldn't. It's not the type of champ you'd just, you know, not have much prep on and bring out. You'd want to make sure you're good on the champ.
Yeah, there are more straightforward champs that you can kind of just play a couple of times and understand how it works. Yeah, Hui not one of them. That is now going to be 6 Void Grubs for BYG. Again, not the most impactful thing in the game. It can be, in fairness, but no one here is really going to be in the side lane hitting tower at all. And there's going to be the Profane Hydra eventually coming through from Lakai as he picks up one of the components, the Tiamat.
Yep. First item completed for Driver. I think Feng is recalling for his Kraken Slayer now.
Yeah.
Item for 1116 as well, and you really don't want to be fighting right now as J-Team. Maybe they've got 2 minutes before the next drag. Maybe they can get to their item. First item spikes. Minji's got his.
Yeah, again, I mean, if you are at 1 item and the other team's at 1.5, that's a lot better to fight then than it is when you're at 1.5 items and they're at 2. Because the power spike of completing the item is a lot more than having the component for it.
Yeah.
And so, while still not in your favor, it's a lot easier to pull off, a lot more likely, shall I say.
Wow, so Seraph's completed already. That feels fast.
Yeah, 14 minutes. Just under. Oh, first tower
dead.
Will be going down.
Yeah, Chi-Chi recalled for his Yonus and just, you know, probably by virtue of having those 6 Void Grubs, just immediately the tower goes down. Gonna make Minji's life a bit harder in the side lane once he moves down there.
For sure. Although Minji having a decent game for himself now as he's currently 2-1.
Yeah. Lot to do this game.
Is he one of the champs that can do it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we've found an engage. Stay True being looked at, but he's got that battle dance. He's got the grand entrance, but they do connect the chain of corruption here onto Feng, and it's going to be ending up Lava taking the brunt of the damage as Hui will not find the kill, but he does it again. 3 times in a row now has he found Lava on the end of the fight. Chi-Chi's going to get rooted up. He's going to get grand entrance and quickness used onto him. He's still alive. No flash. 116 looking for it once more. Will be sidestepped away from, but Chi-Chi is in a world of trouble as it's going to connect. 5-1 now on the way.
All right, just ban Hui. Just ban Hui. Ban Hui next game because 1116 went insane that fight. I mean, I think he did all the damage that was done that fight. I don't know if anyone else really had to do anything but stand around and tank a little bit, and he found a route onto Varus that fight. 2 snipes onto people running away.
Yeah, ridiculous game.
Yeah, I think the Dragon contest kind of out of the question now.
The Horizon Focus completed. This way is so far beyond massive in the context of the game. Really need Aatrox to get to his first item. Lakai struggling because of, you know, the 1,300 gold setback that is Hex Drinker. But a necessary evil if you want to ever get CS up against the Rumble. It's crazy to me that a champ just exists, that you can blind pick top, and there is no answer that feels good. I mean, there are, to be fair. There's things like Rise, but...
This looked so good at the start of the fight for J-Team, but then Lava just nearly gets one shot by 1116, gets sniped out here, and then he finds a route onto Chi-Chi here.
Picture-in-picture Lakai goes down, by the way.
And Chi-Chi, you know, does his best, lives for a long time, but eventually gets sniped out. Not here, but on the next one. That did a lot.
Yeah.
That felt like a lot of damage. Lakai goes down and the Rift Herald goes over to Beyond.
Yeah, Lakai suffering with more downtime. Still not quite at his first item. Very close, admittedly.
Yeah, Driver not far from his second, though.
Yeah, I guess to be fair, once Lakai gets his first, he's kind of close to his second.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, he's got the half item built already.
But yeah, this Rumble is a champ you don't want to be near, and so is this way at this point.
Yeah,
really want to get some more items coming through.
I mean, it barely matters being near the Hui.
Well, yeah, that's
how much
true.
range he's got.
And he's being very consistent in landing set abilities.
Yeah.
What happens here?
So, oh wow, Stay True's just behind Lakai. Lakai no flash up to avoid the
Equalizer even misses.
Yeah. Wow, they're able to chase him down. J-Team not there in time. Maybe they're there a little bit early. They can actually turn that around. We've seen Aatrox from very low HP turn around fights.
Yeah, I was wondering if Hushu was going to be a drifter, but that felt impossible. Do we see the Azir ult again? Azir not going to use it, but Lava comes in. Magnet Storm's massive. A lot of follow-up, though. This quickness landing onto 4, and Lava's taken the brunt of this damage, but it's going to be Hui. Oh my god, the equalizer on top of both the carries as Lakai comes in, but it's all too little too late. It's a clean 3 kills here, as more poke landing from this Hui will land onto Chi-Chi. They're looking for yet another tower, but man, oh man, that was over before it even started.
Yeah, such a nice engage from J-Team, but then 1116 and Driver just shut it down completely. Really nice engage from Stay True as well. Clumps up the members of J-Team, and they just get taken down very quickly by this very fed Hui Rumble. Kind of reminds me of the old Victor Rumble.
Yeah?
And Kennen Victor combos we used to get. So hard to team fight against those champs.
And things not looking too hot.
So the engage is amazing to begin with from Luava. Looks really good. 1116 though, untouched.
And Feng's Featherstorm was so quick.
And watch on the right side of this fight. 1116 landing every single spell, the equalizer to follow up. Just barely, the equalizer barely needed to come in there. As, you know, 1116 doing it all on his own.
Yeah, Chi-Chi missed every single one of his abilities except one E.
Minji didn't even get to cast a spell, and neither did Ursan, apparently.
Well, Ursan flashed in, but got Featherstormed away, and then he kind of just tail between his legs, walked off.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess importantly, Feng no longer have sums. I do have to question Lava's build. Now, I know this is what we usually see, but when you're up against a 4-in-1 Rumble and a 6-in-1 Hui, I don't know that Frozen Heart is exactly what you want.
Yeah, and is he going for the Sunfire next?
Very potentially, but it should be Hollow Radiance of anything.
Oh, yeah, that builds out of the little bombies, yeah.
But it should be Kainic Recurn, honestly.
Actually not sure how good Hui's Baron damage is.
It's not that good. It's not too bad if you use the QE, I believe it is. The one that leaves a trail along the ground.
Yeah, the little carpet damage over time thing.
Mini rumble ult, I suppose.
Yeah. A big rumble ult.
Oh, this stage, yeah.
So Minji's working towards a Banshees. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think he kind of has to. Kind of sucks to delay damages his ear, especially when...
Yeah. You really hate to be outranged on his ear, right?
Yeah.
Do a lot of standing still, trying to DPS.
Yeah, I mean, we saw yesterday that when you were in this matchup, that they just popped Hui's flash and immediately looked to punish it.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was against Beyond too. It was Halpix picking it and Husha doing a fantastic job of punishing the Hui.
Yeah.
While that flash was down, but we didn't see that really this game.
Yeah, not able to repeat gank. After they blow his flash the first time, still managed to kill him. They weren't able to really find any repeat ganks onto him. Chi-Chi has to pop the Yomus and get out of there.
I would be too.
Yeah. So walking into this Baron, this is going to be a nightmare for J-Team. At some point, Beyond are going to hit it, and they can tank it for quite some time with the Xin. And yeah, trying to walk through these chokes against Rumble, Rakan, and Hui. They're maybe going to have to find a flank or something. Lakai might have to do something heroic onto 1116, but I don't know if he can even kill him.
Yeah, I'm not sold that he can. Not before at least some level of peel comes through that leads to his demise. Lava, you're sitting on a ward, and we've gone on to Minji. Minji has used that Emperor's Divide and stayed nice and safe. Big cooldown used, but honestly, the only engage...
Trades it for the quickness.
Yeah, and that's the only engage tool, right? The other engage, I guess, is dropping a Rumble ult, which at this point, and the strength Driver's found himself at, certainly is a credible engage.
Yep, Baron started by Beyond.
Yeah, and it sucks you can't defend this, especially when you're the team that has the Varus.
Yeah.
Minji teleporting in, so is Lakai. It's going to be that double teleport coming through. Lakai's on a flank, though.
Sure.
The driver's very low. Through comes a Magnus Storm. Lakai might just be able to fight the shutdown as Lava. And a massive headbutt pulverize from Yursan in the middle of the fight. 116 is running. Seraph is pop. Lakai being looked at. Husha doing so much damage to this Aatrox. Both of his magic shields will get popped here. The Baron has been averted, and only one going down, but it's Lava who picks up the shutdown.
Oh, we said they'd need a miracle flank, and they found one. Not bad. Fang manages to stay alive, and it was actually Husha putting in the work that fight. Chi-Chi might be in trouble, though.
Oh, Chi-Chi has stayed well past his welcome, it feels like. Yeah.
Gonna start the recall. He might actually get away with it. Yeah, he will.
Yeah, they didn't. He manages to find the perfect vision hole to...
3 members of Beyond recall over there. Of J-Team, rather.
Yeah, even a teleport came through from 116, so...
Yeah, no TP at all up for Beyond now. No TP up for J-Team either.
Very important find. It's an absolute shame that shutdown went on to Lava.
I guess, yeah.
You really want that to be on either your Aatrox or your Azir.
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly, just making it happen in the middle of the fight when you're this far behind feels good in any regard. 10k behind, and ultimately you came out ahead in that fight.
Yeah. So Minji holds on to his flash, and so does Lakai. So does Ursan, actually.
I think they might have just come up.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they went down to that bottom fight and hadn't come up yet.
All the carries flashes up for Beyond.
Oh, yeah, Yomus will be popped again. Quick there. Oh, Grand Entrance, rather. It's going to be met with that shifting sands, and Minji will be skirting on out of there.
Yeah, and they had a lot better time coming through mid, so they're going to try push this mid wave in as Beyond are straight onto it.
They're on a ward, so this time it is seen. And Driver takes so much damage from this Baron. We saw it last time. He sort of joined the fight very low, ended up going down. Yursan gets caught with that ultimate from Hui. He's going to be able to survive, but now he cannot really participate. Obviously, get your abilities out. Feels okay as Alistair. In goes Husha. He's found his way onto Lava. They're going to stop any chance of a steal coming through, but Feng's got very low. 2 people, though, for J-Team already gone down. Baron picked up. up now for BYG, and they're chasing forward onto Minji, Lakai, and Chi-Chi. They are trying to kite back. BYG should be content with just the Baron, but now they're going to find this Aatrox all on his lonesome.
Oh.
But Lakai turns around a kill. He's used that flash. Is he going to be able to get out? It doesn't seem like it. He's going to have one more dash, but once again, 116 from downtown finds another.
It feels like he's barely missing a spell on that way, as it looked like JT might get a chance to contest that Baron a little more seriously, but Urson walks up and loses maybe 70% of his HP bar to 1116 on the way, and I mean, the fight's a non-starter. At that point, Lakai pulling off some heroics to trade 1 kill back.
Yeah.
And that was about it. Maybe 2. No, I don't think anyone else went down. Just Driver goes down. Lakai getting some revenge for the early lane phase.
Now we have a massive problem for J-Team. Hextech Soul spawning.
Yeah.
And team fight doesn't feel awfully winnable. Lakai now has respawned, but he's not going to be here. And Lakai is such an important member of this team. Maybe delaying his death for just too long.
Yeah.
This Baron will, Dragon Soul will be going down. That's Hextech.
Oh.
That is the most punishing of the Dragon Souls. And remember, what's on the line here is J-Team's chances of playoffs. Not just of getting into the top 4.
Yeah.
If they do not win 2-0 in this, so they have to win this game, they can no longer qualify for that top 4, for that upper group.
Yeah.
And they cannot get the free pass to be
they
certain
can't guarantee.
into playoffs.
They can still make it to playoffs.
Yes.
But it'll be a fight for it now.
Yeah. They'll have to battle. And in fairness, you still think they will, but you'd love to confirm it and then fight for the playoff bye even.
Yeah, you give yourself a lot more work.
Now, Rumble with Hextech Soul, Hui with Hextech Soul, Equalizer comes out, and Chi-Chi has lost his health. Lakai, while on a flank, realizes that they can no longer fight because their Varus lost his entire health bar. And now it feels like a bit of a formality. Inhib 1 goes down, Inhib 2 going down, Hextech Soul still very well alive, health bar still very, very full, and you're seeing how punishing this Soul can be. The Baron minions slaughtering this first Nexus tower. There is no Equalizer, so it's a bit harder for them to get on in there, but quickness available. In will go Urson. First of all, Unbreakable Will comes out, but he is still getting absolutely destroyed. Lakai, Lava, they're finding their way in. They get 1. Aatrox picks it up, but 116 is managing to get 2. Looking for another snipe, will not find it. Fing's health is getting low to Minji on this Azir. Lakai does have World Ender still up and available for him. It's a 4v3. 116 though, he's so strong. That Sandcastle goes up, but goes down immediately. Lakai popping that World Ender, but Husha's going to flash on, and they're trying to stop Aatrox from having anything to say in this fight. And 116, he's still finding Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi trying to look for anything at all, and 116 completely denies it. It is going to be the game in favor of BYG, and an absolute domination from 1116.
Yeah, what a game from him. I think that was his first showing on Hui, right?
I believe so.
And they managed to just power through, grab the soul. They already had Baron, and